Welcome back, everyone, and welcome back to you, Mr. Jim Koski. So, tell us, what is this milestone, sir?
Well, it is a big milestone tonight, Kevin, because whenever you get to a milestone event, you take a moment to reflect. And this is one of those times. This is the 200th edition of Life in the 906. And for almost 4 years now, I've taken inspiration from the 906 and the magical people who live here. So allow me to give a shout out to some of those inspirations, like those individuals in the UP who think outside the box, who march to the beat of a different drum, and who do things the rest of the world wouldn't even think of. A race featuring outhouses, an author writing an entire book of poetry about Bigfoot. You're my kind of people. I should also give a tip of the hat to tourists. Now, I know I rag on tourists every other week, but I'm thanking them for both the endless parade of cluelessness and the misplaced air of superiority they bring in the font of inspiration that provides. I mean, if I didn't have tourists to mock, you'd be hearing way too many jokes about the Seney Stretch, people who've never tried a pasty, and idiots who think the UP is part of Canada. Now, speaking of things to mock, I should also acknowledge the endless supply of futility provided by the Detroit Lions. I have no idea what I'll do if things ever go well for them. And I'd also like to thank someone who's okay with me joking that he's a cranky old man, and that's my dad. Now, he's fine with the gags, although a few weeks ago he did say, I'm not 188 like you keep telling people. So let me clear the air about that. My dad is not 188 years old. He's 187. Finally, a big shout out to you guys watching each and every week. I would have thought that by now, at Mondays at 6:20, you'd be diving at your TV in a desperate attempt to change the channel. But for some reason, you haven't. And I appreciate that. So thanks for hanging around 200 times, everyone. I can't wait to see what the next 4 years bring. I'm Jim Koski, and for the 200th time, that's another slice of Life in the 906.
Oh, another 200 times, Jim? Oh, my goodness. I kid, of course. I kid.
Yeah, and out of the 200 times, I'm guessing until you eat a pasty, I'll make 150 mentions of that.
You know what? Having you on, Jim, it's all worth it. If you want to make fun of me like that, it's fine. Hey, I wanted to ask you, too, while I have you here in the studio, you have an event coming up this Wednesday.
I have a big tour for the Marquette Regional History Center Wednesday night at 6:30. It's our Happy Hour 2 tour. It's a follow-up to a tour we did last year where we had almost 300 people in the streets of Marquette talking about bars and some of the raucous stories that have occurred in those bars. And we're going to do it again Wednesday. We have all kinds of news stories, including, these are two of my favorites, a story about something called the Rhino Run, and the story of a Marquette bar that set a record for selling kegs of beer in one night.
All right. Good stuff there. Hoping it all goes well, Jim. Thank you very much. And don't forget to join Jim weekday afternoons on Q107 WMQT.